All right, so with this, I'm going to look to drag, oops, wrong direction. Let's make sure we get the correct direction. There we go. There we go. Nice ridging. I'm going to hide that. I'm going to add another one here. Oops. Let's go ahead and do this. There we go. All right. It's good. I like that. Let's do a mirror and weld. Ah, can't be did. That's right. So we'll do that in a second. In fact, let's just go ahead and do it now. We're going to delete lower. Up we have two layers. Bake all. Geometry. We're going to delete lower, mirror and weld. There we go. And we still have our polygroups, so that's fine. Let's go ahead and Shift F. Go to another layer. Add a new one. And in this case, we're going to grab, again, this is just an alpha I grabbed from the Pixelogic website. It's free. I'm going to click and drag this and see what it looks like. Oops, we don't want a Z add, we want a Z sub. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, nice. And let's do a little over here. Oops, let's make sure we're out of perspective. There we go. Actually, let's do over here. And we'll do that there. Okay, and I'm going to, just so we have a big, actually no, that would probably, you want to keep your details sort of in the same scale as some of the other things you're dealing with, obviously. So that would look odd if I had done it that way. Just some breaks and crunks and whatnot. All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording on that. I'm going to create a new layer, and this time I've got another one. Import Cracks 8. Now this one I'm actually going to pull up so it's pretty meaty. And then I'm going to turn off the recording and scale it down. Again, this is just so I can add in a little bit more stuff. Is this how I would do it as a finished model? No, there are a lot of different things I would do, but this certainly will get me to a point that I'm happy with what I'm looking at, so I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. All right, let's go ahead and make sure we save this up as our next one, and we'll continue. All right, the last thing I want to do is just get a few more details on the big tentacle. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to look to add a layer, and I'm going to take this to freehand, and I'm going to grab this particular brush. It's kind of a little bit of a Reiki kind of brush. Scale this down. Oops, let's make sure. I think the stroke is off. Ah, I knew I felt it as soon as I did it. I felt that stupid lazy mouse. I hate that lazy mouse. But I have to keep it as it is, mainly because you know, when I'm doing tutorials, I have to do everything based from like a default setting. Customizing the UI you can absolutely do. I do not customize mine because I do a lot of instruction, and not everybody's going to have my custom UI, obviously, and I want to make sure that we're working with the same thing all the way around, so I keep mine as default setting as I can to try and make it easier for people when they're learning. Now I'm just raking this through a little bit just to add a few more details, a little variation. I'm nowhere near done yet, obviously. Going to go to our eye for inflate brush. Turn this up a little bit. Okay. We need to turn it up a little bit more. And now I'm just kind of pulling through. Actually, that's a little much. Just adding in a little more oomph to this. And again, I'm trying not to do everything uniform. I am trying to vary it. Nothing's worse than when you do everything exactly the same everywhere. It ends up looking like, you know, it ends up looking fake. I mean, not that you were going for something super real for this, but you know what I'm saying. It's just one of those things that you want to try and, you know, add some variation to it, things like that. So I'm just using the inflate. As you can see, I'm just varying this a little bit. I need to pull this a little harder. And now I'm actually going to create this slight ridging going on in the middle, like it's condensing something, squishing. There we go. Let's go back down here. What is that? I don't know, but that's what makes it interesting. And of course, again, I'm just going to keep doing this a little bit. As I go up, of course, it's less easy to see, so it does. I'm not sure I have to get as focused on some of that. I can probably do it down and then just do every other kind of section. Instead of doing every line, I can just do every other. You know, get some of that through. Again, you can see it's just varying it up a little bit. And again, something like that. And something like that. Right, if I turn that off by just clicking on it and then unhide everything. All right, so I think we're good. I think we're good for this. I'm going to go ahead and shift our view a little bit more. You know, it's a little more atmospheric. I'm going to go to the draw, and I'm going to crank that up a bit. There you go. Kind of pulls in the perspective a bit. Okay, and let's do a quick BPR. I think this will be very nice. Yep, there you go. So a fun piece. We went through a lot of different things, a lot of different aspects. We went over the UI, hard surface stuff. Everything I've tried to show you, it's best to always use different suites and different tools within ZBrush as in any program, but in combination, you tend to get the better results. You can do a lot more by keeping that in mind, I think. And so that's one of those things that, you know, don't get stuck on doing just one type of thing. Explore, see what you can do. What do all the buttons do? You know, you might find some advantages to some different tools within ZBrush. Yeah, I think that will work really nicely. So, okay, good. So I hope you guys have had fun with the thing from the mausoleum as much as I have. And this has been 3dmotive.com. Thank you very much for watching.